Here are 5 reasons more therapists are switching to positive psychology coaching. Hi, I'm Dr. Paul Jenkins, and I've made the switch. I'm a professional psychologist who practices exclusively positive psychology coaching now. I've helped dozens of others make the switch as well, and I'll point out to you here today 5 compelling reasons why you might want to consider making the switch as well. Reason number 1, an emphasis on strengths and growth. Positive psychology coaching focuses on growth and potential and maximizing the possibilities for what could be, whereas traditional therapy tends to focus more on what's wrong or can we diagnose and treat a particular condition or disorder. The goals with positive psychology coaching are typically set by the client based on their dreams and their aspirations, whereas the goals in traditional therapy have to do more with remediation of some condition that's been identified and getting to a point where we're not sick. I've noticed this from the medical industry too. And remember, the mental health system is based on the medical system, which is not really a health care system. It's more of a sick care system. I'm learning this very directly right now as I'm assisting my son to go through cancer treatments. It's not about maximizing health. It's about addressing disease. And that's okay. We need that process. But that's an important difference to consider if you're looking at possibly shifting from therapy into coaching. It's really more of a health care system when we get to that positive end of the spectrum. Reason number 2 has to do with a broader scope of practice. I remember in my traditional therapy practice that I had to first come up with a diagnosis. And that was important because the insurance companies who were paying for the session had to have a diagnosis in order to deem it medically necessary. In coaching, the scope of practice doesn't have anything to do with a diagnosis. In fact, when I made the shift over to positive psychology coaching, I fired all the insurance companies. It's all on a private pay basis, and I don't give a diagnosis to any client, even if they deserve one, even if they qualify for one. Because coaching is not just about identifying a diagnosis. Coaching can be in any aspect of our clients' lives. It could be about their business, their relationships, their goals and aspirations. A lot of therapists who go over to coaching find this very energizing. I remember one of the recent practitioners that I certified expressed how exciting it was for him to not have to worry about the diagnosis, but to take on whatever it was that his client wanted to work on. And as a professional psychologist, he found that very energizing and satisfying. This also adds some diversity to what it is that we can do in a clinical practice. And that's something that's really attractive as well. Now, before I share those next 3 reasons with you, if this is resonating, if this makes sense to you, take a moment to hit the subscribe button because there's more where this came from. And we've got lots of ideas that can help you in that transformation. Now let's go to reason number 3. I like this one because it's all about client empowerment and accountability. Positive psychology coaching puts a big emphasis on empowering our clients to take accountability for their own life and for their results. This creates a whole different energy for the coach as well. I'm still comparing in my mind how I used to feel in traditional therapy sessions where it was really more of a maintenance approach. Some of my clients would be coming in with no clear idea of where they were going with all this. They were coming in to maintain some level of functioning or health. And I've noticed a difference in my coaching clients who often come in with goals and objectives that they want my help with. And that's a fun role shift for a clinician. At least I enjoyed that. And I appreciate the way my clients take responsibility for their own outcomes. And that puts them to work a little harder than a more passive therapeutic approach. Reason number 4 is flexibility. Therapy tends to be a fairly rigid, meaning regulated, activity. You have to meet certain criteria, keep certain records, follow certain protocols, and that has to do with the insurance billing. It also has to do with the licensure requirements around therapeutic activities. The coaching approach allows us the flexibility to customize our approach with each client. I find this professionally engaging, as I get to use my creative thinking to come up with ways that are going to serve my client the best, without any concern about whether it fits into a particular mode or model. The coaching process feels more dynamic as a result, and it's a collaboration with our clients to achieve the best outcomes that we possibly can. It also allows us as professionals to not get stuck in the humdrum. Have you noticed that as well? I remember earlier in my career feeling bored a lot, and that was an indicator to me that I needed to change something about the way I was approaching it. Coaching has given me the flexibility that allows me to enjoy my work far more than I used to. And here's reason number 5, the potential for higher income. Now, this isn't guaranteed because it depends on how you structure your business. The limitations I experienced in my old clinical practice have been lifted in my new coaching practice. This is because of a broader client base and different pricing options. Coaching can be a really attractive alternative if you're looking to increase your income potential. Now, a little caveat or a footnote to this one. We develop habits of thinking, and I've noticed this in myself as well when I was working primarily in the therapeutic arena, and everything was based on a billable hour. This trained and taught and educated my brain to think that that's the way I would offer coaching services too. I've since gone to a more results-oriented pricing and billing structure, and this is completely different from what I used to experience as a therapist. I bring this up for you because probably you're already used to thinking about compensation in certain ways. The other thing that's really different in the coaching industry is a direct exchange with our clients. Whereas in the therapeutic industry, it's usually a third-party payer, like an insurance company, that is paying the bill for your hour of service. These differences are huge when it comes to making financial or income goals based on the work that we do with our clients. Now, just like in any other area of practice, if you want to specialize, get some specific training and guidance and mentoring and even supervision that will allow you to do it effectively. It's no different in the area of coaching. You already have, as a trained clinician, the skill sets that will allow you to be an effective coach. You'll also want to get some specialized training and experience in that area to be the most effective coach you possibly could be. Tell you what, let's work on this together. Go to the URL on the screen right now, drpauljenkins.com/breakthrough call. This is your opportunity to get a free consultation from a member of my team about ways we might be able to assist you as you move forward in this transition into the world of coaching. I've got some experience there. I'm happy to share it with you and support you in this journey. We'll see you inside.